Qatar's foreign minister responded less than 24 hours after some Gulf nations triggered the biggest diplomatic crisis in the region in years. They accuse Qatar of supporting radical groups and destabilising the region, imposing an embargo from the land, air and sea. But Qatar's denied the claims and says the only way to resolve the differences is through dialogue.
The measures taken against us were unilateral and unprecedented, affecting our people and our relations with others in the GCC. But in the end, we will not launch measures to escalate the crisis. We must sit at the table to resolve it in a transparent and frank way and agree on the points of disagreement. We can have these disagreements while respecting each other.
To that end, Kuwait has stepped in to help mediate the dispute, with Qatar confirming it cancelled a scheduled address by its emir to enable Kuwait to act. The US, Turkey and Sudan have also offered to assist. But there is a difficult path to navigate before this will be resolved. Gulf nations have been drifting apart since the Arab Spring in 2011. Qatar had backed Mohamed Morsi as Egypt's president after he was democratically elected. But Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Bahrain all supported the military coup in Egypt in 2013 that removed Morsi from power, something Qatar denounced. A year later, Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Bahrain recalled their ambassadors from Qatar. And while that crisis was contained in a few months, the Gulf nations remained divided over regional issues, fighting in Libya and Syria, as well as the future of groups such as the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas. Relations had been on the mend until just 2 weeks ago. That's when news channels affiliated with the UAE and Saudi Arabia broadcast what they said were comments by the Emir of Qatar about Iran, the US and Israel. The Qatari government consistently rejected the reports as fabrications created by hackers who posted fake reports. And then, in the last few days, there have been leaked emails from the UAE ambassador to the US, which Qatar says is evidence that he was orchestrating a campaign to divide Qatar and the US. The US has a military base in Qatar, but Qatar's foreign minister reiterated long-standing relations with the United States could not be so easily undermined.
Cooperation is far greater than disagreement. American-Qatar relations are not led by these marginal, extremist, suspect organizations, but it is based on strategic partnerships that have been going on for decades.
For now, the focus is on Kuwait to get the parties talking to resolve this crisis. Miriam Nahond, Al Jazeera.